I'm through with standing in line to clubs I'll never get in. It's like the bottom of the ninth and I'm never gonna win this. Life hasn't turned out quite the way I want it to be.
Tell me what you want.
I want a brand new house on an episode of Cribs, and a bathroom I can play baseball in, and a king-size tub big enough for 10 plus me.
So what you need?
I'll need a credit card that's got no limit, and a big black jet with a bedroom in it. Gonna join the Mile High Club at 37,000 feet.
Been done.
I want a new tour bus full of old guitars, Mount Star on Hollywood Boulevard. Somewhere between Cher and James Dean is fine for me.
So how you gonna do it?
I'm gonna trade this life for fortune and fame. I'd even cut my hair and change my name, 'cause we all just wanna be big rock stars and live in hilltop houses, driving 15 cars. The girls come easy and the drugs come cheap. Well, I'll stay skinny 'cause we just won't eat, and we'll hang out in the coolest bars in the VIP with the movie stars. Every good gold digger's gonna wind up there. Every playboy bunny with a bleached blonde hair. And well, hey, hey, I wanna be a rock star. Hey, hey, I wanna be a rock star. I wanna be great like Elvis without the tassels. Hire 8 bodyguards that love to beat up assholes. Sign a couple autographs so I can eat my meals for free.
I have a quesadilla.
I'm gonna dress my ass with the latest fashion. Get a front door key to the Playboy Mansion. Gonna date a centerfold that loves to blow my money for me.
So how you gonna do it?
I'm gonna trade this life for fortune and fame. I'd even cut my hair and change my name, 'cause we all just wanna be big rock stars and live in hilltop houses.
I absolutely love that song as my opening theme. It just picks me up. Anyways, thank you for joining me tonight on part 4 on Bill Bowker's Denver Rio Grande 2882 L131. I guess it's a Challenger. By U.S. Hobbies, things were produced, made in Japan, handcrafted in Japan back in the 60s. It has sat in a box for close to 60 years. Would it ever run again? Did I have to do a lot of work to it? Were the gearbox is frozen? Well, we've been solving those questions as we've been moving along. Thank goodness the drive is in perfect shape, as you saw. And as a matter of fact,
Driving 15 cars, the girls come easy and the drugs come cheap. We'll all stay skinny 'cause we just won't eat. We'll hang out in the coolest bar.
and as a matter of fact, I shot a video. The last video I shot here, I ended it with we hooked it up to the power and it ran. And I had a Led Zeppelin song playing over it. And I watched it late in the evening. I was already in bed and I dozed off as it was playing. So I fell asleep while I was watching it. But all of a sudden I heard the Led Zeppelin song and I opened an eye and I saw the monkey motion, the drive operating on my big screen TV. And I go, wow, that is just so cool. So that was just... it was either going to work or it was going to fail. I didn't know. I just hooked up the power and you guys saw what you guys saw. But the monkey motion, the drive, the mechanism, the craftsmanship that went into that, and the engineering and all the pieces that had to come together back in Japan by KTM, I felt my video was great, but it didn't do it justice. So I shot another video, no talking. It's only 4 minutes long. It's as long as the Led Zeppelin song. And I just literally reshot that video, but just the motion, close-ups. It's a very soothing, comfortable video. I'm going to post it after this one sometime later on this week. No talking, but it's just to honor the Japanese craftsmen who built these locomotives by hand so many years ago. Whew. Anyways, let's get to the video. Let me clip this microphone onto my collar. All right. So here we are. I want to thank the following subscribers. As a matter of fact, as I was filming I filmed a couple cuts of this. I had to edit. But as I was filming the first one, a couple came through. I want to thank Michelle Martin, Michael Gertin. There you go. Michael, sorry if I didn't pronounce your name right. But Michael, thank you very much. Blacksmith Johnny and Sam Reed. Thank you very much, guys. And Michelle Martin, I saw on your thumb picture there that I guess you're there with your husband. So it may have been your husband who was using your YouTube handle to watch my videos. But I welcome you both. Absolutely. Thank you for joining me, and thank you for subscribing to my channel. I think I know why you all, and not just you guys, but the previous subscribers and myself just get a kick out of this hobby. Look at the size of that son of a gun. Look at the size of that thing. Look, it's all brass and it's beautiful. It's a work of art. This is an HO brass big boy. Just what a fascinating, as I adjust my microphone. Give me a second, guys. You're going to hear funky sounds coming. It's one of these microphones you attach to your lapel. There we go. So I filmed that video just to do it justice the way it should be. I could sit there and watch that video all night long of just the monkey motion, the motion of the drive going back and forth. And I hope you guys enjoy it. And it's just no sound, no talking on it. The only thing is music and the model. So what we're going to do next, everything is a go. Thank goodness the drive worked fine. And we don't have to worry and try to acquire gearboxes or gears or repair side rods and all that stuff. Because if you do run into that problem, that can be a handful. If you don't know what you're doing, if you don't have access or the parts are not available, and once you have the access and the parts, you don't have the equipment to work on that problem, it's pretty heavy duty. So we lucked out. We could have repaired it. It just adds many months to what we're trying to do here. So we're going to do next, and we're going to, my friend Ed Campbell, the late Ed Campbell, before he passed, Bill asked him if he could put a back kit on there. That plate, that wall right there. And he soldered it on very well. Look at that. Just absolute excellent construction. And that was Ed's profession. He was in steel rebar and concrete and all that stuff. So everything Ed did was built stoutly and heavy duty. And here's another perfect example. Of course, Ed passed. I acquired a model from his widow. I told Bill I got the model. Bill had the detail parts. We're going to apply all the little steam appliances and dials and all that backhead detail to this model. We're going to solder it on. That's what we're going to talk about today. We won't do any soldering here on live YouTube tonight. But the next video we're going to shoot on this, guys, is going to be another quick video. We're actually going to do a little bit of soldering so you guys could get an idea of the process and the journey to get to a fully painted model here. And let me see. Okay, so let me put the drive back here. Okay, let's put this guy right back here. Something like that. There we go. Whew. So now it's getting hot. Anyways, let me take off this microphone and get rid of my sweater because it's getting warm in here. All right, guys. Sorry for that. So pretty much what we're gonna do here, in order to add any type of detail that you want to add to your brass locomotive model, especially since the brass building part, I'm gonna assume in both HO and O scale, is starting to become a dying lost art. Everybody wants to ready to run, ready painted models out of the box, whether it's brass or plastic. I don't blame them. But at one time you were able to acquire all sorts of parts for whatever you wanted to build in O scale or HO, or ON3 or HON3, didn't matter. And Bill did acquire all the parts in order to add backhead detail. These are seats. Here's some more valves and piping and stuff. So this is going to be kind of easy. We'll just talk about this, and this is going to be a super quick video. Now you have all the detail parts. How did the Denver Rio Grande apply those parts? Every railroad kind of had their own taste, their own custom tweaking. Although all the locomotives came from either Lima or Baldwin or Alco, railroads tended to order, or once they received the locomotive from the factory, they would do their own customization. In other words, I modeled the Santa Fe, so the Santa Fe would do stuff to it to give it that Santa Fe look, but it wasn't because of the look, it's just the way Santa Fe wanted those particular locomotives to operate. And they didn't do it just to please the rail fan. So where do the seats go? Obviously, we know the seats on these locomotives go back in there. Let's get some light in the subject here. You know, you're gonna have seats back on this side and on this side on the inside. So right away, Bill had a buddy of his, I guess, actually this is from Gary Schrader, if I recall correctly. This might be from Gary Schrader. So this is a Denver Rio Grande model. This is how the seat arrangement was on their locomotives. So already we have that. The opening to look into the firebox, inspect the firebox. No. This would be Denver Rio Grande had coal burners, but they weren't shoveling coal in there. Those were fed by a screw underneath the floor. But anyways, you see the arrangements, the pipes, the dials, all that good stuff, which is the Rio Grande, gives it that Rio Grande flavor. And we have more pictures, more pictures, diagrams, whatever you could grab, because it gives us an idea where we're going to add our detail inside the back head. Now, I toyed with the idea of I had to remove the cab in order to have access to do that. It's going to be very, very difficult to remove this cab because of the thickness of the brass and how it's torch soldered together. Only way I'm going to get this thing apart is by torch unsoldering it, and that creates a lot of problems unless you don't know what you're doing. And even if you do know what you're doing, you're going to ruin that brass finish. I mean, you could clean it up afterwards, but you'll never have that original brass factory finish. It's a very, very involved process. If you could get away with it with your resisting soldering unit or maybe a little torch certain areas, that's great. But right there, you can see where I'm already starting to do a little bit of stuff on it, and just it's the chances of messing up and adding many, many weeks to the project are so high, I decided to skip that. With my resisting soldering unit, which is the next video we're going to cover, and I'm actually going to do a little bit of soldering, we can use a long electrode. We talked about that in the last video. I showed you all the little electrodes I use. I'm actually going to use a long electrode to get in here and solder most of those appliances on and the seats. And then once that's done, we'll head to the painting phase of this model. Before you know it, this thing should be done here probably in sometime the beginning of next year. We're in December right now, 2003. Should be done somewhere around, I want to say, end of January, maybe February sometime, 2024. Let me see, what else can I show you guys real quick? Okay, here's something I want to show you guys. On our tender, the steps on our tender were pretty mushed up. And that's pretty standard. Delicate items like that will get mushed up. So this one's not too bad. We just go in there with a, I'll show you how to do it. I guess I can do one here real quick on the video, but using some small pliers like this, and actually these ones are perfect, in perfect size. You go in there, you start, first of all, you straighten out what's bent. And then once you straighten it out, you start forming it back in place where it should go. And then once you got everything formed, you go in there and you touch it with either your soldering iron, your torch, or your resisting soldering unit, as in our case. Now the other side, the ladder is really, really destroyed. And you see it there? The other half of this ladder I found on the floor. I'll show it to you guys right here. So that one's going to be a little bit involved, and we're going to actually solder this together on the next video. Next video might be a two-parter, but I feel it's important just so you guys can maybe start to get comfortable visualizing soldering as you see others do it before you attempt. That's what I did. Let me see. In this little tub, metal tub where I keep all sorts of parts, I also have the rear tender steps. Now those are in pretty good shape, but they did bust off. Doesn't require a lot of soldering. These are a piece of cake, and these would go back here. So we have to do a little tiny bit of repair, but it's the easiest repair you can think of to our tender before we proceed with the painting. And we're going to cover this. Like I said, the next video will be solely about soldering, and it's going to probably be a two-part video, but it's going to be a video that hopefully will, the more you see something done, eventually you're going to say, I think I'm ready to give it a try. And that's all I'm trying to do here. The other purpose of these videos, you're noticing I'm doing a lot of name dropping. I spent my adult lifetime, from my very early 20s, I'm 56 now, just literally in model railroading, buying, building, customizing, painting, buying and selling, trading. I liquidated a couple of estates, one very, very huge estate. I always tended to go with the primo items that were Santa Fe, Southern Pacific, or at least Western Railroad related, so I could be an expertise in my field, and I pulled that off after many, many, many years, and I'm very, very proud of that. And when I did that memorial for Gary Schrader here the other day, I thought Gary Schrader was Gary Schrader to me, not to me, Gary Schrader was one of the pillars of the old skill community. I almost was set on the West Coast, but no, Gary Schrader had people from all over the world constantly visit him. His death impacted me greatly. And then when talking with Bill Bowker about Gary Schrader's passing and stuff, we realized, because Bill Bowker and myself both walked away from the hobby to marry and start our own lives. And Bill met his wonderful wife out there and met Gail, and they seem like a lovely couple out there, and they're out there in Arkansas now. I met mine here, and I helped her raise her little family. And I missed the hobby, I missed the people, but I really loved the direction my life took in terms of raising a family and stuff, or help raise a family. So I'm going to dabble back slowly into model railroading, and I'm going to do a lot of name dropping in these videos. You guys may not recognize the names. Some of you may recognize some of the names. A lot of you may recognize all the names. Some of the names none of us are going to recognize, because these are people that made an impact in my life. I don't know if they're alive or not, but I'm going to mention their names and maybe little stories here and there, because as far as I'm concerned, scale model building. Whether you're building AMT kits, Revell kits, armor, it doesn't matter. Scale model building is probably the most rewarding, the best gosh darn hobby on the planet. And any country worldwide, look what I'm doing. I mean, it's just, I can't even put it into words without getting mushy and ruining this video. But anyways, thank you for joining me on this little video project as we put together Bill Bowker's Denver Rio Grande L131 2882 US Hobbies articulated locomotive. And we'll be doing a lot of name dropping as the weeks go by. If you have any comments, please feel free to comment down below. Hit the like and subscribe button. I welcome all comments, criticism. You can cuss me out, whatever you want to do. You can talk baseball or politics. Just get comfortable with my channel. I have met, since I started this YouTube thing, and mainly I was doing AMT and armor building on my YouTube channels. I have met now a new crop of wonderful, wonderful fellow hobbyists and colleagues and YouTube friends, and I guess I could say friends, and just amazing. Some have shared ideas. We do a thing on my videos what's called crash and burn. It's an experiment. Is it gonna work, yes or no? Rather than do it by myself and then showing you the results, we like to do it live here on YouTube, where it's either gonna work or not, and we're all either gonna say ooh, or we're gonna laugh at my ass for messing it up right here live for you guys on YouTube. We call that crash and burn. And but we've had some great results come that. Some YouTube viewers who just made a suggestion, and I tried it out on a problem I was stuck with. Me and Tom Klein were trying to work out a problem here. Tom Klein has become a wonderful, wonderful YouTube friend. And the same way, well, let's get back to the problem. So this viewer suggested something, and it was so simple, and to this day now I incorporate it into all my big rig AMT builds, and it's a brass bar going across the frame. My frames are made out of metal, and it without going into detail, Michael Cook gave me that suggestion. Me and Tom said, wow, yeah, that should work. Why didn't we think about that? And now I incorporate it to all my models. We call that the Cook bar, named after Michael Cook, one of my viewers who suggested it. And we're having fun with this, as you should also. And if you're watching videos, not just mine, anybody's videos, and you love to tinker and you're buying models and locomotives or tools or whatever, and you're sitting down and building, yeah, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. But then the names I'm gonna drop here as we build were people who made an impact on me. And you guys will recognize some of the names too. And I'll tell you guys a bunch of cool little stories, but we'll end this video right now. I don't want to keep it too long. Excuse me. And next two videos are going to be all about soldering. Thank you very much. Check out that video when it's no talking. It's just the motion of the drive with the Led Zeppelin song complete. And just look at it, let it mesmerize you, and think about the fellows who put these things together and say, wow, okay, cool. What a great, great time to be in the hobby. It's Wednesday today. I'll post that video. I'll post this video probably like tomorrow, Thursday, and I'll post that video like on a Friday night or Saturday. But just enjoy it for what it is. Thank you for joining me on my channel. You guys take care. We will see you back on the next video. And thank you for subscribing to my YouTube channel. You all take care, and God bless.